That's it on Wonder Kids. We picked Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Luka Jovic. So to the next category, which will be the fourth pick for both Rafa and Toby, their personal favorites in terms of free agents. Who are your personal favorites at the moment? Toby?
My personal favorite is Takehiro Tomiyasu, Super Tommy. I think it was extremely sad when Arsenal and he decided to mutually terminate his contract. But after a few weeks of hearing the news and being able to digest it, it was the right decision for both sides. Tomiyasu has had some very very unfortunate and nasty injury issues in the last 2 seasons. I don't think he's been able to complete up to 10 games in both seasons. Just because of the recurring problems he's had with his leg, his ankles, and he's trying to like build himself back and figure it out. When he joined us, I believe it wasn't Bologna. I know it was a club in Italy. I'm trying to remember which team he joined us from,
It was
but
Bologna,
it
actually.
was it
It
was
was
Bologna.
Bologna.
Okay, okay, okay. I remember the kid. I was like, is it Bologna another team that looks like that as well? And like when he joined, I was like, oh, who is Tomiyasu? Who is this dude? And he was able to like win our hearts off of the first season. He's a great performer, plays with passion. He follows that mindset of what you've always seen with other Asian football players, where they play for the badge, they work hard, they're team players, they're not egotistical, and they just do all the things you want to see on the pitch. I remember big performances against Salah and on left back when he locked him down, and I knew, wow, we got one, we got a live one, we got a top player here, and he looked to me like one of those pieces you have in a title-winning side, somebody that you can rely on to come on in the semi-final of a cup competition or in the last few games of a season in the season, trying to secure something. And Tomiyasu was that kind of player. I remember when he made this crazy assist to Martinelli when he kind of like one time lobs the ball like a volley lob to Martinelli, who goes on to chip the keeper or something like that. What a crazy goal! And I think it's just extremely sad to see Tomiyasu get into this position. He's not a free agent by virtue of ego or by virtue of being like a bad egg in the group or being like someone that's trying to ruffle feathers. It's just he needed time to be able to step
Mm,
away from Arsenal. I think the pressure was too much because it became a thing for him of wanting to come back and support the club. But each time he's close to being able to play again, he suffers another setback, and he just keeps him in this like mental loop of like, am I gonna make it? Am I not? Am I letting people down? Am I disappointing them? And unfortunately, like it just seemed like the best choice for him was to just cut things off, go back home. He's back in Japan, back, trying to rehabilitate himself with the Japan Football Association, and he's trying to build himself up again and like, reestablish himself as a professional. First of all, get over this injury, get some minutes in his legs, get himself playing football again, get himself happy playing football again, and hopefully he can make his way back to Europe again, back to the top level. But he's always gonna be a gunner for life. He's always gonna have the hearts of Arsenal fans. He's always gonna be our super Tommy, and he's definitely gonna be fine. We're wishing him all the best, but it was very sad for him to have to go into free agency by virtue of injuries.
yeah, great pick by Toby. Rafa, who's your personal favorite?
Yeah, Tommy's a great pick as well. My personal favorite, I had to change it again. It was initially going to be DCL, but now it's going to be Callum Wilson. So I think Callum Wilson is good. Is my pick now, of course. I look at the fact that Callum Wilson at Newcastle was their guy. Well, I say he was the man at Newcastle, and then they got, what is his name? Alexander Isak. Isak came in. Isak, even when Isak came in, Isak wasn't even that. He wasn't even. Will I say he hadn't even found his feet then at Newcastle, and
Yeah.
Wilson was still hitting 18 Premier League goals for them. He was the guy that Newcastle always needed to keep them in the top 10, the top half when the Saudi money came in and everything. And I think the last 2 seasons, Isak just locked in, and that was it. When Isak decided to lock in, I think that there's the last 2 seasons that just finished, and then Wilson just found his way out of what's the name? He found his way out of Newcastle's starting 11. Even both in the FA Cups and everything, it was all now Alexander Isak. And I think, on the sense, some people have been saying something about Newcastle having the worst transfer window of all time.
You're top one, bro.
A lot of their